So get this, it's peak dinner rush. We are absolutely slammed. Total zoo, out of nowhere, this lady, Major Karen vibes, storms in, screaming, making a scene, swears she's besties with the owner, demands the VIP table, the one for actual celebs. Yeah, she thinks it's hers. Here's the funny part. I own the joint, never met her, a total stranger. But I decided, you know what? Let's play. I acted dumb, I rolled with it, but then halfway through eating, her friend looks at me, dead serious, asks if I feel like a failure. Why? Because I'm only a waiter. That was it. The switch flipped. I saw red. I decided to absolutely ruin their night. Here is how it went down. Real quick, do me a solid. Subscribe to Am I the Fart on YouTube. Hit the bell. You know the drill. Okay, let me back up. Context. This happened around the holidays. Christmas, New Year's, chaos. My grandparents, they came over from Italy in the 70s, built this place from scratch. When they passed, my parents took over, grew it for decades. Me? I started bussing tables when I was basically a toddler. Okay, I was 15, but still. Eventually, my folks got old, retired. They went full snowbird mode. Florida for the winters, obviously. They handed me the keys a few years back, kept a small slice for income, but it was my ship to steer. The second I took over, I gutted it, modernized everything. New logo, ads everywhere, local papers, national. I was begging bloggers to come in. At first, crickets, nothing. I was up all night, freaking out, thinking I'd made a massive mistake, ruined 3 generations of legacy. Then luck struck. A local YouTuber featured us, and boom, that was the spark. Suddenly, reviews are pouring in. We blew up 5, 10 times the volume. Even Mondays were packed. Celebs started showing up. I even flew in guest chefs. Cost a fortune, but by December, you couldn't get a table unless you booked in July. Crazy. It took years to get here. But even now, I don't just hide in the back office counting cash. If it's busy, I'm on the floor. I greet guests. I bus tables. Hell, I'll mop the floors if I have to. No ego here. But on the big nights, high profile guests, then the blazer comes on. I play the part. So, this one night, 6 women walk in. The group dynamic was weird. 5 of them looked super young, like barely out of college, maybe fresh out of high school. But the leader, Queen Bee, she was definitely older. Mid-20s, acting like she owned the block, my guess. Big sister trying to flex, or maybe the cool sorority alum impressing the rookies. Who knows? I meet them at the door. As they walk up, I hear Queen Bee hyping the place up to the baby Karens, talking about how amazing the food is, how we might see celebs. She gets to me, demands a table for 6. I give the standard reply. Of course, can I get the name on the reservation? She looks me up and down, smirks. Oh, I didn't make one. It's fine though. The owner? Personal friend of mine. He told me he always keeps a table open for special guests. We'll take one of those. Now, to be fair, high end places do that. I do that, but here is the snag. I am the owner, and this lady, stranger, total stranger, never seen her face in my life. She is bluffing hard, and she literally picked the one person in the entire building who knows she's lying to try this scam on. I tried to give her an out. Really, I did. Didn't want to humiliate her in front of her minions just yet. So I kept it professional. I'm sorry, but without a reservation, I can't seat you. We are fully booked. That, yeah, that didn't land well. She turns to her friend, loud voice, and goes, "Take a picture of him." She claims she's going to text the owner and make sure I'm either scrubbing toilets or fired by the end of the week. The other girls? They chime in. Yeah, kiss your minimum wage job goodbye. I honestly couldn't tell if they were in on the lie or just actually believed her nonsense. Queen Bee keeps going. Look, give us the table or I make your life hell. It's not worth losing your job. She starts with the finger pointing, literally poking the air at me. um, trying to make me feel small, um, dropping lines like, if you were anyone important, you'd know who I am. Just digging the hole deeper to get what she wanted. Look, I was tired. It had been a long shift. My patience was already at zero. I looked at the situation and realized I had three options. One, tell her I'm the owner, call her out, kick her out. Two, just give her the table to shut her up. Three, teach Queen Bee and her little minions a lesson they will never forget. I chose option three. I plastered on a smile, a total fake customer service face. Of course, ma'am. Right this way. I walked them over to one of the reserve tables. We usually keep three open just in case a celebrity shows up. Rare, but hey, it happens. I laid it on thick, apologized profusely. I told her, you know what? You win. It is just easier to give you the table than to argue. Fed her ego. Then I set the hook. First three rounds on the house. I got them seated, served them myself. As they were getting comfortable, I asked for a card, an ID. Store policy, I mumbled. Just need it on file. You get it back later, obviously. Standard procedure. But she didn't know that. Queen Karen handed them over, looking so smug, telling her little minions tonight was on her. Oh, sweetie, if you only knew. I took the orders, brought the free drinks, warned them the kitchen is slammed, food might take forever. Honestly, they didn't care. They heard free alcohol and tuned out everything else. 3 rounds fly by. Still no food. Finally, they flagged me down, giving me attitude, nasty looks. I go over, fake another apology, but then I pivot. Kitchen is still backed up. Another round while you wait? They ordered 2 more. By the time appetizers hit the table, they were wasted, sloshed, done. They'd been pounding cocktails on empty stomachs for an hour. As more food comes out, more drinks get ordered. Now, the part they missed? They are at a VIP table. The seat fee alone is thousands. I waived that. I'm a nice guy. But the booze, after round 3, I charged for every drop, and these aren't well drinks. Top shelf. Plus, VIP menus are specific. No prices listed. It's a if you have to ask, you can't afford it vibe. They were ordering blind, white truffles, caviar, imported oysters. I'll be real for a second. I did hesitate. Midway through, I thought, am I the villain here? Maybe they're just stupid kids. Maybe I should stop. But then one comment changed everything. One of the baby Karens looks me in the eye, asks, dead serious, if I feel like a failure. Why? Because I'm just a waiter. Then my staff tells me they heard them plotting, bragging about how easy I was to manipulate, calling me a pushover. I even heard it myself as I walked by. He's cute, but dating a waiter? Gross. That was it. Guilt. Gone. I decided right then, I am going to absolutely ruin them. By the time the check dropped, each girl had racked up maybe $500-600. Easy. I walked over, handed Queen Karen the leather folder. The total? $4,232.23. Tip included. I have never seen a human being sober up that fast. Physics doesn't allow it. 1 second, she's laughing, loud, obnoxious. The next, ghost white, near tears. She calls me over, panic in her voice. Is this a joke? I took the bill back, acted surprised. Oh my God, yes, I apologize. Let me fix that immediately. You could see the tension leave her body. She turns to her friends, calls me an effing idiot, thinking she just dodged a bullet. I walked away, waited a minute, walked back, handed her the exact same bill. She lost it, went ballistic. I just stood there, calm. Is there an error, ma'am? Something you didn't order? They went quiet. Phones out, calculators out. Checking every single line, they saw the complimentary markers on the first few drinks, and then they saw the rest. The numbers weren't lying. Queen Bee was rattled, shaking. She stands up. 1 second, bathroom, now. I know the drill. She's thinking about running, so I hit her with a gentle reminder. Take your time, ma'am. We have your credit card and ID safe at the register. Subtext. Don't even think about it. 10 minutes later, she's back. Fresh makeup, red eyes, she'd definitely been crying. Suddenly the script flips. Now the food was awful. Drinks were trash. She demands I cut the bill in half. Oh, and she wants the baby Karens to chip in, even though she promised to pay. Then the Hail Mary. She brings up the owner again. I tried not to laugh. No, bill stays. She whips out her phone, shoves it in my face, shows me a text thread with a contact named Restaurant Name Owner. I knew exactly what she did in that bathroom. Renamed a friend's contact, deleted old texts, staged a conversation. I looked at it, tapped the contact info. That's not the owner's number. She doubles down, screaming. He has multiple phones. You don't know his personal numbers? I smiled. Okay, let's do this. Call him right now. Put him on speaker. If that voice on the other end says, give them 50% off, I will do it instantly. Her response, screaming. Full meltdown. It got so loud that the few customers left were staring. I knew, okay, game over. Time to wrap this up. I dropped the customer service voice completely. I leaned in. Cut the crap, little girl. I told her straight, you don't know the owner. You have never been here. And if you keep yelling, I'm calling the cops. She tried to stammer, tried to defend herself. I shut it down. My grandparents built this place. My family has run it for generations. I have worked here my entire life. I am the owner, and I have never made a promise to a stranger I've never met. Dead silence. The mini Karens. Frozen. Queen Bee burst into tears. Then I decided to twist the knife. Just a little. Look, you begged for the table. You got it. I comped your drinks. But if you don't settle this tab right now, I'm dialing 911 and handing them your ID. That broke her. She's crying, shaking, but she signs the paper. Her friends start digging for cash, throwing whatever crumpled bills they had on the table. A few hundred, maybe. They swore they'd pay her back. Spoiler? They won't. 2 days later, guy walks in, fuming. Demands to speak to me. It's Queen Bee's dad. She's with him, head down, looking defeated. I bring them to the office. He wants answers. Now, lucky for me, the VIP section has high-quality audio and video recording. We've had legal issues before, so we keep receipts. Literally. I played the tape. Showed him everything. The nasty comments, the orders, the lies. The dad went quiet. Then he exploded, stormed out, screaming at her, not me. Haven't seen them since. But that original bill, the one with the $120 oysters, framed on my desk. Quick side note for the finance nerds, I didn't lose much. The table was empty anyway. The markup on the food covered the free drinks easily. No skin off my back. So, am I the fart? Narrator's take. Real talk. Okay, honestly, the money isn't even the crazy part here. It's the mindset. That one comment when the girl asked him if his life was worthless because he's just a waiter, that is sick. Truly deranged, it exposes her entire worldview. Basically, if you aren't loaded or famous, you don't exist to her. I hate that. Whether it's a waiter or a janitor, a job is a job. You think a paycheck makes you a better human? Gross. She didn't just think it, though. She tried to weaponize it. That is why seeing her dad go nuclear on her felt so good. Satisfying ending. One red flag, though, the audio recording at the table. Little creepy, not gonna lie. I wouldn't want my dinner convo taped, but hey, it saved the OP here. What would you guys do? Would you have tossed them out sooner? Drop a comment below. A fart or not a fart? And hey, catch you in the next one. Am I the fart for demanding that guests use puppets at our wedding? Okay, stick with me here. I'm 27, male. Fiance is 26, female. We met back in college, arts program, specifically puppetry class. Yeah, I know. Nerd alert. But it's relevant. That is where we made our own puppets. Mine is Hat Boy, hers is Daisy. She's way better at naming things than I am. We used them to flirt in class. Weird? Probably. But it worked. We fell in love. In a way, the puppets did too. Fast forward, we still use them. At home, local theater, we do these Muppet style shows. So wedding planning starts. We realized Hat Boy and Daisy had to be involved. Felt right. Then the idea got bigger. We invited our whole troupe. We thought, why not let puppets run the show? Puppet officiant, puppet wedding party. The photos would be legendary. Here is where we might be the farts. We aren't just doing it, we are making everyone do it. No gifts. Instead, buy a puppet. We sent them links to vendors. The price tag, ugly. We're looking at $150 minimum, up to $500 if you get fancy. And here's the kicker, you have to wear it the whole time. Ceremony, reception. One hand stuck inside a puppet all night. Shockingly, family's mad, parents, sister, everyone. They call it unreasonable. They ask about logistics. How do we eat? How do we dance? I honestly don't get the drama. You dance with your legs, right? Not your hands. Obviously, take it off for the bathroom, but otherwise, we want them on. We thought about food, finger foods only, cocktail tables. Dinner is bite sized. Fork only, no knives needed. To us, this is pure magic. That once in a lifetime energy. We genuinely can't see why anyone wouldn't love this. So, am I the fart for a silly but harmless request? Okay, pause. This is rare, but the internet is unanimous. You are definitely the fart. Look, if you provide the puppets, sure, just a weird, quirky party, but making them pay, that is the deal breaker. Do the math. Family of four? Mom, dad, two kids? Even on the cheap end, you are dropping $600 just to enter. That's before travel, hotel, outfits, just for puppets. That is insane. And the logistics, you don't need hands to dance. Dude, seriously, have you ever actually attended a wedding? People hold drinks, they hug, they clap, trying to eat appetizers while balancing a $200 puppet. Nightmare fuel. It's your day. I get it. But demanding people spend rent money on a prop they will trash tomorrow, that is a massive ask. What do you guys think? Would you go or would you fake a sickness? Drop a comment, fart or not a fart. Okay, look, most of the internet is screaming, you are the fart here. And yeah, I get it, but pause for a second. What if they provided the puppets? Then it's just a weird, quirky party, right? No harm done. The problem? The cash? Asking people to drop a minimum of $150 just to show up? That is rough. Break it down. You, the spouse, two kids, even if you cheap out and buy the budget options, boom, you're looking at a $600 bill, $600 just for props. That is the only real hang up for me. That is the deal breaker. If you take the money out of it, I'd actually be on their side. It's their day. Let them be weird. Think it's cringe? Fine. Stay home. Easy fix. But the price tag? That's the wall. You can't just roll up naked, right? You still need clothes, travel, hotels. Although, honestly, showing up naked and just using a puppet to cover certain parts, that would be a look. I'd respect the hustle. So, real question, your friend invites you, tells you it's going to cost your family between $600 and $2,000 just for puppets. Do you go? Do you laugh in their face? What do you tell them? Let me know in the comments. Fart or not a fart? And why? Am I the fart for using my lacrosse skills for, well, let's just call it evil? My wife thinks I'm a massive jerk. Okay, context. I am picky about my lawn. Not crazy OCD, but if I lived in a strict HOA, I'd be their star resident. Anyway, I have this neighbor. She lets her dog do its business right on my grass. Now it happens. Dogs go where they go. Most people bag it and trash it. Her? Nope. She only cleans it up if she thinks she has an audience. Joke's on her. I have a doorbell cam. I see everything from my desk, so for the last 2 weeks I've been returning her property. I dusted off my old lacrosse stick, built a homemade poop flinger, and I launch it back. I'll admit, I got a little carried away, maybe too enthusiastic. And my aim? Not exactly pro level anymore. Sometimes it hits her lawn, sometimes the house, one time straight onto the roof. Oops, my wife thinks I'm out of line. But am I the fart? A homemade poop flinger. The man built a catapult for turds. That is pure dedication. Technically, he's just returning lost property. Think about it from her side, though. She probably has zero clue he knows it's her dog. She just thinks some maniac is randomly launching poop at her house. It's raining manure. That is terrifying and hilarious. What would you do? Team return to sender, or is that too gross? Let me know. Who is the villain here? Fart or not a fart? We are done for today. Do the YouTube thing, subscribe, ring the bell. If you want more of this chaos, there is a playlist linked at the top. Go binge it. Also, if you stream, listen up. Need background music? Check out Cream of the Stream. Spotify has it. Copyright free, good vibes. It's free cream of the stream. Thanks for listening. Catch you in the next one.